Yep. So then we arrive into that band, they're walking down, and then the church bells go off. And I mean, obviously skipping over the bit we can either tell Amy just to carry on walking because of his bad neck, or try and stop Kenny from walking any further, or we can just like try and ask Kenny how much further.
Yeah.
And then obviously the bells start ringing, and that's when Charles, the bum or the tramp, turns round and does that quote, "Ask for not the bell
tolls for thee."
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd rather you said. But yeah, I was, when he turned, I was like, oh my, run. You know. But then that's when everybody got scattered, and then Ben let me down again. Clementine over by herself. Oh man.
It's like, Ben, what are you doing? Do something.
What are you doing? Do something, dude. I mean, we're all afraid. I mean, yeah, I'll be afraid too, but you've already fought walkers. You know they can't think. They just attack, and that's all they do. Get a 2x4. Learn how to push them away. Keep an eye in the back of your head. Make sure you don't get cornered like you just did. You know, but that's when I was so thankful for Chuck, because what he did, I was like, thank God for Chuck. Thank God for Chuck. Come on. And I was like, oh no, now he's trapped. You know, so, and I think does he rejoin the party, or I think that's the last time we see him, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's the time we see him, because he distracts
Yes.
the walkers while the rest of the group escape into that house, or get to the house, and then you try and find a way in, and that's when you have to dig up that makeshift grave with the dog. Yeah,
that was kind of.
Yeah.
I thought that dog was gonna come back alive. That's what I thought. I was like, they're gonna dig it up, and guess what? He's gonna be alive. Like, oh no. But yeah, I thought that house was kind of creepy. You know, we searched around outside, looked around, and we found a dog collar. It opened the door. I'm fast forwarding through it a little bit, 'cause I know I stood around a little bit looking, trying to figure out how to, maybe a key or something. But we dug up the dog, got the collar. She went in. I'm getting a little worried because she's quiet. Like, Clem. Like, okay, what do you see? And I was like, oh goodness, please don't. Like, don't let me hear that go. Cause I thought sure they're gonna do that, but then she opened the door and everything was good from there.
Yeah, and that's when you start having a look around, make sure the whole place is safe and secure. There's no walkers inside.
Yep.
And that's when you go up into the attic or loft, and that's when you discover the child of the family that lived there.
Yeah, he was hiding and trying to wait out.
I think his name is Fievel, and the dog's name's Walter. That's what it says on the Walking Dead wiki site.
Yeah, actually, that's where I'm at. Actually, my thing went to sleep on me. Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to look here and see. I don't see. But yeah, I felt so bad for the little poor kid. He died from starvation, basically.
Yeah. Still, there was a walker, but it is an even more pitiful state than a normal walker is.
Yeah, exactly. Because now he's really, he went through pain, and he stayed there. And I'm surprised that as a little kid, he actually stayed in the attic. I mean, back home, kids kick out windows and stuff to get away. And I felt really bad for him. And it was so sad. I didn't want to. I didn't want to do it. I really didn't want to put that boy down. I really did. I just want to throw him, grab him Thomas and throw him out there with the other walkers, even though that's a bad thing to do. But I made Kenny do it.
Yes, that's the same thing I did. I thought Kenny needed some closure because he wasn't strong enough. I didn't think he was strong enough to kill his own son, but if he needs to have some closure after that part of his life, so I'll let him do it. And then that's when I took the boy out and started to bury him next to his dog.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of keep looking at the grave, and then that's when you see Lee's expression of how his face was full of sadness. Just like every time you keep looking at the grave as you burying him. I mean, you don't have to do that. You can just like bury him and leave it at that.
Yeah, but I looked at it because I was like, just the time we're in that universe, the Walking Dead universe, it's like there's really no time to really feel sad and grieve. You do it and be done, or you'll be next. So, and I felt bad, but I had to make him do it. Like you said, Kenny was not strong enough, and if I needed him, I needed him to be there, and that's why I was kind of when we started doing a little drinking game thing, I was kind of getting a little upset with him with that. Not as much. I mean, at least he wasn't crying, because one thing is really bad when you see a grown man cry. I know it sounds bad, but it's really when you see a grown man cry, it's almost like seeing a car wreck and someone die in front of you. It's like something you've never seen before, So it's kind of. I'm glad he wasn't doing that at least.
Yeah. So after he's buried alive, not buried alive. Sorry. You bury the boy's body. Then you see the first glance at the stranger. Obviously, you can't see full detail of the stranger because it's in like shadow, and then the stranger runs off.
Yeah. But see, now with that, when I look at that, I was kind of confused because that person we saw was not the voice we heard. See, if you think about it, remember, and then we go downtown and we finally see the shadow, who it is, and Kenny catches up with him and she punches him in the face.
Oh yeah, this is when you start looking for boats to use to get out of the van, and that's when you meet with Molly.
Yep, Molly.
It's a survivor of Crawford, which we'll get to in a second. And then so you meet up with her, and then obviously walkers come along, and then you have to escape, and you get split up because you're able to rescue Kenny and come in time, but then you're stuck down there, and you have to go down the manhole.
Yeah, and I think that's what we found. We get to find Chuck, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where you find Chuck's body, and you see he used the last bullet on himself, so he wouldn't have to suffer or become a walker himself.
Yeah, I was sad. I sat there for a moment and just. Of all the people, why the people who I want are the ones getting killed? Well, not saying anything bad about the other people, but it's kind of like, the people I really, really want. I can't choose anybody over each other, but if I had to, I really wanted Chuck to be with me, especially once I got, I stopped. But yeah, I was sad, and I just sat there and it's like, no. So, but that puzzle was kind of neat, though, saving.
Yeah, with the water, just to distract the walkers.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. I thought, oh wow. It took me a while to figure it out though. Once you have to relax into that. You just can't run into it and think you're gonna solve it. But it was really nice. That was a really nice addition to the game. I enjoyed it.
And then you have to get to the end of the hall, and then that one walker grabs you, and then the other one's coming towards you. So you can either try and shoot him, and then that'll bring the other walkers you distracted earlier over to you, or you can try and use the crowbar to start to take the two walkers out, and then just carry on while the walkers are distracted.
Yeah, I think I used my gun, and I know I revisited that same place twice and finally found the hole in the wall, and went in there and hid. So, and then that's when I met the other people.
The cancer support group survivors.
Yeah, that was kind of sad too. Not as sad, but it was like, oh, you guys are in here hiding, and here I come and bring light to your hiding place, And then when they told me the story of how that crazy guy, I'm just going to use the governor, even though it's not the correct term to use, but the other town that basically got rid of all the children and the old people because they were too slow.
The Crawford survivors, which we'll get to in a minute, but that's when you're first introduced to the idea of Crawford. Me and Molly mentions it, and you see signs all over the place, or symbols to represent how many walkers there are, and some weird math system set by Crawford. But that's when you just discover a group that's managed to avoid Crawford.
Right, yes. Yeah, because that's right, because that roadblock, that was gross, where they got them on the sticks and stuff. It's like, whoa, you people are really sick in the head. Just kill the walkers, don't. But it says a warning, so, but I know, even though I tried to cross into there, I had never made it. So.
Yeah, so when you met the cancer survivor group, did you try and reason with them that you're not from Crawford, you're not there to cause any trouble, or did you?
Yeah, I told them I don't know what is Crawford, who is that, and tell me more.
That's what I did as well. Yeah,
so and they didn't believe me too much, but eventually, slowly they gained my trust. Slowly.
I think there was a problem when I played through it again because later on the leader of the group, Vernon, when I said to say something about one of the characters who died, Bree, I think it is.
Yeah, she's the one who gets bit.
Yeah, the one who gets a bit bit. I said sorry in the second playthrough when I played through the iPhone version, and he says you're coming in threatening at me, and you have no right to say that, even though I didn't say anything about. Didn't say any threats or anything. I was doing the I'm not from Crawford and just trying to relax him. So I think there was a problem with that version, but
yeah, because I say he did. I think I forget. I know in one thing he accused me. He says you maybe went for Crawford, but you still lied. You said you were such and such and such, and you got me and said, well, I was looking out for my friend. I needed a doctor to come take care of my friend because I don't want him to die. And would you have left if I would told you the truth? I think he said. I think he said. I want to say I think he said yes, but I think he actually hinted that no, he wouldn't have. So he understood his logic. But he was my friend in the end, even though I felt bad for the girl.
Yeah.
When she got bit, I was like, oh man, dang. He was helping me, and look what happened. So, but yeah.
Yeah, so obviously when you can convince Vernon to come with you back to the house to have a look at Omid, whose legs got infected from the injury.
Yeah.
So then he takes a look and then says he needs supplies, and the only place with survives is Crawford, the most protected and most dangerous place for anyone who's elderly, sick, or young.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So which bit brings us to another? Did you bring Clementine along with you, or did you?
No.
You left her behind with her maid.
Yes. I said stay. I mean, I wanted to let her come, but this was not a good thing because then that's when they could snatch her, which is basically kind of. But yeah, I said no. I said stay here.
Oh, after a minute, I'll let her come with me because I thought she might be some use because obviously getting through small spaces. So I thought that if there's an area where there's only a small gap to get through, she'll be able to get through it easier than the other character. So I brought her along for that. Plus, thought it was good to try and develop a relationship more with her to show her trust her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought about that too, but I was like saying, I don't know if I ought to risk it or not. Because I said, I guarantee if I bring her, something's going to happen. Her hair's going to get grabbed. That's all I could think of for some reason. I was like, no, I want her to stay here. I want you to stay here. Stay here. So.
Yeah, so obviously Robert Crawford, and then you find out it's not like a utopia of survivors, but it's like overrun with walkers.
Right. Yep. Because something happened. We don't know what, but something happened where everybody's infected.
Yep. So that happens, and then you start looking for the supplies to help fix what need up and give some supplies to the support group, and also get the supplies you need to get the boat up and running so you can get out of Savannah.
Right.
Yep. So
because we found the boat now inside the barn where it's like, oh, look what I found. Now, right here under our noses. Like, wow, I was so happy. I was like, oh, yes. But.
Yeah, so that's where when you look for the supplies, I think you don't go finding the fuel. It's just Bree and Kenny go and get the fuel for the boat, and while Vernon and Krista go and get the medical supplies from the doctor's office or the nurse's office, you go and get the engine you need to power the boat.
Right.
And so that's what happens, and then eventually you discover. I think you can choose whether to learn more about what's on the last tape, which is what you do when you come to the
doctor's office.
The doctor's office, so you can get the view the tapes and that, so you can look back and see what happened to Crawford to let it go to what has gone overrun with walkers.
Yeah, when that girl was pregnant and what they're gonna do to her, and I was like, wow, that's kind of harsh,
Yeah. So, as you actually to everyone's reactions, how people at Crawford died, because it didn't seem to show any what's the word, sympathy towards the people who actually died, whether there's any good people who were at Crawford or not.
Right, yeah, they didn't show any
Because
difference.
they wanted us dead, so that they deserve to die. So I thought, well, their views were a bit harsh, but then obviously Crawford was a harsh place, but
Yeah, it was very harsh. So, and they were survivors, and they were kind of, if you're slow, we don't want you here. If you're sickly, we don't want you here. And children, we don't want you here either, which is children of the future. You're forgetting the main point of why children are born, But yeah, it was awful, and that's why I didn't want, because I was really afraid that maybe one of them may grab her or something. I don't know what they do. I don't know if they're cannibals or if they were not. I So that's why I left Glenn behind. So, but isn't that where they went into that building and they locked the door with a hatchet?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, when Kenny and Bree come back with the fuel, and they have to lock the door behind and stop the walkers coming through, and that's when later on after you get the medical supplies as well, and also get the engine, and then you're going back to the weapon storage, and that's when Ben does something bad again.
Ben was so stupid. He comes by here. I found a hatchet. And I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that the hatchet? Where'd you get the hatchet? I said, oh no! And sure enough,
yep.
And that's where I lost Holly at. I tried to save her.
Oh, Molly, yeah.
Molly, I'm sorry, Holly. Molly, I tried to save her, but couldn't. I was too fumbly, and I mean, they made that so realistic. Cause I felt bad because she helped me out and she showed me tricks that I would never have thought of doing myself, and then I couldn't save her.
Yeah, that can happen. But if you do choose to take Clementine with you, she will shoot the walker that Molly's wrestling with, so you can save her that way. Or if you manage to shoot the walker, then she survives that way. So, but her fate's unknown if you can't get the walker off her or the walkers that surround her.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of like I can't believe it. Another good person down. Ugh. So.
And that's when Ben decides to let it all out that he's responsible for Duck and Koch's death, and also for them having to leave the motel back in Macon.
Yeah, that's when they're in that room that they can't unlock the door, and they finally get it unlocked.
And you see the look in Kenny's face, and you know he's ready to tear Ben apart.
Yeah, he is, and I was like, I won't let that happen. So now I'm trying to save the two people I can't stand, trying to keep them both alive and from getting from one killing the other, because Ben would let him do it anyway. So, but yeah, I think now we're trying to approach the steps, aren't we? We're getting ready to escape, or at least try to escape.
Yeah. So you can choose to either tell Ben he's not welcome in the group anymore, or you can try and keep him in the group just to save an, or just try and be neutral, saying we're not making a decision here, we need to get out of here first.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said. Exactly. I remember that, but yeah, I kept it neutral because I didn't like him, but he just broke another rule. He just told him not to tell no one, and he told him anyway. So that's 2 marks against him. So, but as we're escaping and going up the steps and so forth, trying to shoot the walkers and keep going up the steps at the same time, and I fell through, got up, and I fell, and you had to turn around, and that one walker, like 3 or 4 or 5 of them coming up there, and there's one female one comes around the corner and like bites me. So I had to play that scene over again. But once we get up to the top, somehow, I don't know what happened. Ben falls through or something like that, and
the bell in the tower goes off, and then I think it's the leader of Crawford who's actually attached to the bell, who hung himself after the fall of his perfect society, hung himself or was hanged by the other members of Crawford after it started to fall apart. It's not really clear, but he grabs Ben, and then you can try and shoot him, or if you don't shoot him, then Ben falls to his death anyway. But if you do shoot him. Then Ben's like hanging on the edge, and you grab him, and then he's like telling you to just leave him. So what did you do?
Yeah, I was stuck in a thing where it's like I want to kill both of them, and when I was just about to let him go, and the camera scene, the view cuts over to Kenny. Kenny goes, let him go. I was like, no, I'm not gonna be like you. So I pull him up and save him, because he did that, I was like, I'm not letting him go. If I can save him, why let a good person go? Yeah, he's done some bad things, but he's a perfectly working human. I could use him still. When I don't need him, then I'll let him go.
Yeah.
But I saved him.
Yeah, that's for instance, I thought of pressing the let him go option, but the last second I just decided to save him and pull him up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then it's just like why, and just walk out, and then obviously Werner makes the comment about you didn't you travel by the railroad, did you? And then he mentioned why, because I think obviously you could probably see all the walkers coming into Savannah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which leads into episode 5, which leaves us to last couple of decisions now where you can confront Clementine about finding the family in Savannah if you have time or not.
Right, yeah. I can't remember what I tell her. I thought we'll get around to it or something like that. Because we weren't gonna look for him right off. I know that. I said we're not gonna look for him right off. We're gonna go to the hotel where they're supposed to be at. We'll look around, but we didn't.
Yeah, it's pretty sad that scene because you knew it was important to try and find a parent if they were still alive, and this is probably the only chance you're going to get out of Savannah and get him and find a safe place to live away from all the walkers.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no easy way of letting no you haven't got. Yeah, there's no time. I mean, I think you can lie, but I'm not sure what that results in. What that option results in.
Yeah. I didn't lie to her, but I did kind of tell her we'll get around to it, because I know it was very important to her. I wanted to, but at the same time I didn't want to, because I already knew they were dead. So, by the telephone call.
So that leads to the moment after you get bitten by the walker, which is part of the actual game.
Okay, you mean when we saw the shadow outside the gate and we decided to chase it, because now Clem is missing, and we see the shadow, we chase it, and walking down there, and we see that little piece of cardboard, and some says, Warren, don't pick it up, it might be a cat with rabies under that thing. And what do I do anyway? Pick it up anyway. And sure enough, there's a struggle, and I was like, oh, please don't. And it was too late.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, crap. Yeah, I was going to try to reset the game and go back and not do it, but I was like, saying no.
It happens either way, whether you try and pick the hat up first or move the box. The cardboard box out the way, it happens either way, so you get bitten, and you this character's not going to survive much longer.
Yeah, exactly. So I was kind of upset. So I was like saying, you know what? I need to let everyone know I've been bitten. And, everybody came together, and, I talked to each person to say, hey, Clem's been taken. I need someone to come with me to help me look for her and find Clem and get her back. Well, of course, Kenny was, no, I'm not doing that for you. Him and his little whatever talk. And then the other people, they I think one person was neutral, and the rest were, okay, we can go help. We're going to help you.
Yeah, managed. Agreed just to show him the bite, because I thought it was only fair that he knew I was bitten, because if I was to turn, I wouldn't be able to stop myself. So
yeah, exactly.
Showed him a bite, and Mead and Krista were bored of me. I mean, and then when it was Kenny's turn to decide whether to stay with me or just leave me to it, he was like, "You never we've always just agreed," but I managed to persuade him to come along with me. And then when it came to Ben, I said to leave him there, because I didn't know how I'd be able to help.
Right.
That was for the first playthrough, but the second playthrough, I managed to get him to come along. We were to say you owe it to Clementine.
Right.
and he agreed. So. So the second playthrough had all the remaining survivors with me.
Oh, okay.
So, but the first one I just had Kenny, Amid, and Krista to look for Clementine.
Okay.
And that's when you go to the morgue to try and find Vernon because you believe that's who's kidnapped Clementine, because he obviously slightly earlier, just before he get bitten, he mentioned the idea that they could look after Clementine.
Yeah. Made a pact with them saying, hey, I'm not gonna make it. Take her somewhere. And I kind of like, oh no, that's not good. But planning ahead, that's good.
Yep. So that's when you arrive at the morgue, and obviously everything's been taken, all supplies, and there's no sign of the group anywhere. They've obviously left, and that's when you get the
radio call,
the walkie-talkie call, and that's when you hear Clementine. And then you try and find out who this person was. You think the first thing is Vernon, but then obviously you realise it's not Vernon, and then there's that. If I were you, I'd choose your next words very carefully.
Carefully, yeah. I was so afraid. I was like, oh, please don't let me choose the wrong thing, cause and they gave you choices, and I was like, which one? I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything harsh or anything like that. I just want Clem to be safe. That's all I want. Or wanted.
So I selected the option to please don't hurt her.
Yeah.
And then in the obviously that's where it ends. Doesn't show you saying whatever you chosen. It just ends to be continued. That's the first time it doesn't show a trailer for the next episode.
Yeah.